Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to kind of a makeshift episode, but we are going to call this episode 6 of Building the Boss Board. New pedal day. Some people have NGD for new guitar day. I have new pedal day, or NGD for new gear day, I guess. Anyway, what we have here are a few different things. We're going to go ahead and rip into them. Some of them are, in fact, Boss pedals, but we got some other stuff too. First and foremost, we do have two 6-packs of patch cables from Hosa. I do like these flat patch cables. These have treated me well for quite some time. Only bummer is they do only make them in this, kind of typical 6-inch patch cable fashion. They used to have, I believe it's technically a 3 or maybe a 4-inch one that I thought uh, was pretty nice. So Hosa, bring those back. But anyway, I picked these up from American Musical Supply, or AMS. This is not sponsored by them or anything. Just had a good price. Talked to Adam G over there. He's a sales engineer who happens to be based out of Minnesota, and realized that I'd worked with him before years and years ago, and he sold me my first guitar. But let's rip into these. These come from northern Minnesota, the same place that the Boss CE2 chorus pedals came from. The same seller had a slew of other pedals. Presumably these are ones from her late husband who passed away. He played in a band called Gregory D. and the Avantis, who opened up for the Beatles at Metropolitan Center back in the day in Minnesota, in Bloomington, Minnesota specifically, which is pretty interesting. No, I don't believe none of this gear is that old, that I know of, but there is some retro stuff in here. So anyway, just kind of an interesting connection to the Boss CE2s and these pedals. So these pedals are all pre-owned. Wow, she did a beautiful pack job on these. Okay. All right, two Boss pedals in here. So we have a Boss GE7. Oh, I'm sorry. There we go. Boss GE7, which you've seen once before. That was in episode 3. But if we are lucky, and I believe we are, cool. So this is more the original run that was made in Japan, which is sweet. So maybe we'll do a light comparison sometime on that in my my Taiwanese made one. So I'm very excited about that. I'm just going to leave it on that setting. I'll see how it sounds at some point. This is cleaner. It's got all the plastic on the sliders, which is great. So let's go on from there. Next we have the Boss NF1, which is noise gate, and I think they're calling, oh man, they don't want to call it NG1 because I think that ended up being the name of another piece of gear. Sweet. This one's also Japanese made, which is great, and it is clean. The more modern one that a lot of folks know about is the NS2, the noise suppressor. And I believe how this kind of closes, or rather gates that signal, is a different story. But either way, wow, that's in really great shape. And having the box and the manual never sucks, right? I'm going to ever so briefly touch on these other pedals. We'll get into the other box. I think there's one more pedal in there. And then we'll plug in the Boss pedals. These are going to end up in another video. So, something I'd never heard of. The Tube by Westbury, the W20. Apparently I don't know about rare, but definitely an interesting vintage pedal that has a built-in power supply, or hardwired, I guess is a better way to say it. So that also looks like it's in fantastic shape. Again, we'll just do quick little blurbs of these. And those will be part of other pedal demo videos. Pearl, I don't know if that's the same Pearl who makes drums. Has something here called the OD5. Well, that's bigger than I expected it. With the box, which once again is pretty nice. Got the foam in there, got the instructions in there. Oh my god. And this also looks like it's in fantastic shape. Viking Music. Maybe when it was new, when it was pre-owned. I don't know if they're still around. But anyway, made in Japan. But Doc, all the best stuff's made in Japan. Nice clicky switch there. Also kind of just a interesting, yeah, that's quite the logo there, Pearl. But anyway, that'll be part of another video. So again, once again, we have the box for that vintage pedal, which is very cool. Let's rip into this one real fast. I honestly already forgot what's in here, but I think there's only one. It must be that big because she wasn't comfortable packaging them all together. Well, that went well. I'm going to pause this and we'll be right back. Okay, just had a little bit of a pain getting that sucker open. So let's see. Wow, she did a absolutely fabulous job packaging these. I honestly probably would have just rolled with it in the other box, but hey, keep the boxes nice if they are. Oh my gosh. Holy trash bags. So, wow. All that for one more pedal. The Seymour Duncan Shapeshifter Tap Tremolo. In episode 5, we had the TR2 Tremolo by Boss. I'm excited for that. This might find its way onto my other board. We'll see. No tape, but it's got a nice rubber grippy pad on the back there. That's pretty interesting. But yeah, tremolo pedal with tap tempo, which is pretty cool. So these are the same. Oh, interesting. Okay. So more or less, I think this one's a little bit different, but you've got depth wave and then the rate. Sorry, so these three are technically the same, at least type of knob that you have on the TR2. The one that's special here is the shape. So you can have the decay, kind of the in and out. You can sharpen and round the edges of each side of that. So you can have it go wah, 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 or ew, 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 ew. Not so lasery like a phaser, but just kind of more of a sharp attack with a fade or a fade in with a sharp drop, which is kind of cool. And then there's a couple ways to set. Why am I doing this? I don't want to demo this whole thing right now. I got we got other pedals to look at. But anyway, so thank you to that person. I did not ask if she wanted to be mentioned in the episode or anything, so we'll just leave her name out. But very cool selection of pedals. I'm going to hit pause, I'm going to clean up, and we're just going to take a quick look at the GE7 and the noise gate. Give me just a second. Okay, we are back. That took a minute. So, what you got here are the two Boss pedals that I just received. So the noise gate NF1 and the GE7 equalizer. I will take another pause. It's at one point to get the serial numbers and date both of those real quick, just for good measure. They're both in really great shape. Noise gate has the manual, equalizer doesn't. Oh well, they both have the boxes, which is neat. So that's my clean sound through the neck pickup of my Les Paul Studio. Ooh, gross. Close enough for rock and roll, right? Okay, so I just left the equalizer. I guess it was technically boosted up here, but so you got a smidge of bass boost, and then all these other higher frequencies are currently cut. That's how I got the pedal. There we go. Sorry about that. So that's pretty cool. And again, like a lot of pedals, you got a level. It just happens to be in the form of a slider. So yeah, low end added, high end taken away, which is pretty interesting. Again, I'll probably try to do a short video at some point, call it its own pedal demo, comparing the two equalizers that I have. This one is in better shape. It's older. It's probably more desirable. The only issue I might be running into, and we'll have to ask an expert, is two of these are both now the ACA power that's required, which fortunately, if you can see back there, we do have the mode set on the Voodoo Lab pedal power, which is fabulous. But I have to see how many I can daisy chain into those, or if I can daisy chain any of those into there, because we've now got, what would this make? 2, 3, 4, probably about 6 that may technically need that setup. But anyway, so with the equalizer on, now we're all flat. I think. Yep. Yeah, about the same. But a lot of folks will use this as a mid boost, so we can bring these up a little bit. So that's kind of cool. As I said in the last one, or I'm sorry, I guess that would be episode 3 already. Some people will cut the highs out a little bit to, you know, in case their drive pedals are a little too noisy on the top end. The reason I have the metal core here that you saw in episode 2 is because we want to test it out with the noise gate. Oh, and in between here, this was in the noise gate. Old Boss rolling battery. Ooh, just corroding away. Contacts look fine. It was just on the back end there. So if you ever wanted to see what the Boss batteries look like in your pedals, back in the day, something like that. Okay. So turning the metal core on. Hopefully you can hear that. We've got noise in the background. Obviously we have the core itself. Wow, that level was only a little bit high. RIP headphone users. But the point is, with that buzzing in the background, well, we gotta leave the pickup on. The noise gate's going to eliminate that. And I think I've got this backwards, but the sensitivity and decay are gonna... So do you hear that? So once I've got notes ringing, that buzz is gonna come back. That's a signal opening back up to allow notes through. Which is cool. But once again, when you turn it off, you got more of that buzz. Okay, so there we go. So the sensitivity, so maybe it's a little more just strictly on-off as far as it being gated, because watch as I turn the sensitivity. Or listen. There's a sweet spot where that's gonna, well, maybe not. Where that extra noise is gonna go away. And then I think the decay, let's find out here. Yep, the decay is going to tell us how fast that's going to close up again. So bringing it down here, I'm going to drop this a little bit so I don't go deaf. And now we've got silence, and I'm not touching the strings anymore. Yep. The second you get some noise in there, it's going to ring again. But eventually, it's going to fight to close off that signal. And there's a better way to say it. I'm just not super technical with that kind of stuff. So that seems to be doing what it does correctly, which is great. We're going to turn this crap off. If I can get, the goal is to get 12 pedals on the board that I ordered. We'll see if it fits. If we can get 12, this one may have a place. The biggest question is how much noise. Like, I don't mind noise in the background. When you have a big drive pedal on, like, I just expect the noise. It makes sense. Obviously, if I were more into recording and things like that, it would be much better to have something like this, or the NS2, or like an ISP decimator, people like those two. But if nothing else, it'd be pretty cool to try it on the board. And hey, especially if I'm at home where, you know, I have access to all the pedals, regardless of what ones I decide to have left and things like that, you know, I can always stick this in the chain at the end, you know, towards the end. But anyway, regardless, kind of an oddball. I've been told the NS2 is maybe a little more versatile, but I mean, this is in gorgeous shape. I'm going to hit pause really quick and decode the serial numbers and get that info for you, just so we can have it documented, and then we'll be done. So utilizing stompboxzone.com /decoder, I'm sure there's some other stuff on the URL there. All you got to do is pop in a serial number. It knows that, at least this particular decoder knows that you're looking for Boss. We've got The noise gate, it was built in January of 1985 in Japan, and the equalizer, it says February of 1986. So both pedals older than me. Very cool. Unbelievably good shape. I'm going to just unplug them here and give you another quick glance at each, and then we will call it. Like a lot of other just kind of oddball pedals, I'm sure it's something that was maybe used once or twice and then was just put back in the box. Or it was just treated beautifully. Because, yeah, this one, oh, these look kind of the same. But I'm really excited because this one has all the caps on it, whereas my Taiwan, the one that's left is cracked, and they all either cracked or just fell off, or as you can see, the little clamp or the little fork there is bent in so they don't stay on very well. But yeah, something that's probably at least 10 years newer, about the same color, but the one on the left from Japan is certainly, no Velcro either, in better shape. So anyway, thank you all for watching episode 6 of Building the Boss Board. We'll get some separate videos going for those interesting vintage pedals. We'll see what those can do. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the next video. Right, thanks, bye.